Hey guys, welcome into another edition of Make Every Second Count Live. Now, I'm so pumped up each and every time I get to come on here. But hi, I'm Jeff Marconette Jr., the award-winning international Make Every Second Count speaker, and your host for this lovely evening. It is great to see all you guys. I can't wait for tonight's show. I ask you if you would please share this episode out. Don't forget to tag people, invite people, do whatever you want. Also, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that comment button. Keep the comments coming because we want to have more of a conversation than just make a presentation. Now, I don't know, but my guest is not here yet. So we will see. I will text him real quick. Sorry, I know not. I try to be prepared, but sometimes things come up and it doesn't really work. Maybe he's not in the Eastern time zone. But how has your week been? My week has been awesome, I have to say. All right, I sent him the text saying if he's coming, and if not, I don't know. I apologize. But so my week has been going great, but I have come to a realization this last week that we are in charge of our own destiny, that we control everything in our lives. And our mind is really the most powerful thing on the planet. And once we get control of our mind, it will make our world seem so much better. It's absolutely amazing. And I'm just excited. Hey Robert, I hope you're doing well up there in Canada, eh? Is it cold up there or do you live somewhere south? Oh, our guest is here. All right, so I'm gonna bring him up. Hey Shawn, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I certainly can. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
I'm in Central Time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I have
I
about an hour.
oh well, sorry. I
That's all right.
thought the thing that I normally send out says Eastern on it, and I
Maybe it
don't
did.
know if you actually got that. So,
I
but
messed up.
oh well. So, if you would like to go through a short introduction, tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and what you do, and then we will get to the adversity in the second part, and then you can tell your story in full after that.
Okay, Superman. I'm Shawn Greeves. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. Um, my claim to fame is I'm a real estate investor, motivational speaker, and hypnotist. And Jeff knows I'm a hypnotist. He's been hypnotized by me.
Woo!
Shawn Greeves.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I started out totally broke. And I was a poker dealer in Las Vegas. And I
Wow.
decided I am supposed to be rich. And I wasn't going to get rich dealing poker. And I'm from St. Louis. They have casinos in St. Louis. I dealt here for a while and went out to Las Vegas. And I made a decision. I'm going to move back home and I'm going to start buying houses. And that's how I'm going to get rich. And but one of the biggest problems was I was broke. It takes money to do real estate, and I didn't have any, so that was like a
Right.
major hurdle that I had to get over.
Yeah,
And
I get that.
that was just a little detail to figure out, because I knew that I had to get it into my mind that I'm going to do this. And just like Jeff in your story, you made a decision, you're going to walk again.
Yeah.
They told you you weren't going to walk.
Yeah.
And you're like, nope. And you're a living example. If you can get it into your subconscious mind, almost anything can happen.
Very true.
Yeah. And I mean, just hearing your story is amazing. Love hearing you talk. And I know you're out there telling people your story and encouraging them not to give up. And so my thing is, I may not have a physical challenge like a lot of people do, but we all have a lot of mental challenges of we're our own worst enemy in
Yeah.
our minds.
Very
And
true.
that is, in business, I started I've done over 6,000 real estate deals starting with zero money.
Wow.
How do you do that?
Yeah.
How
How?
do you do it? You got to get it in your mind. And I'll give you some little things that these little strategies that I picked up for success that applies to any area of anybody's life. And I'll give you some tips on how I got to where I'm at. Because most people, I'm from St. Louis, there's hardly anybody that's done over 6,000 deals.
Yeah.
And especially started with no money. And then I became a lender. I started lending money out when I was still kind of broke. And how do you do that? And
Yeah.
and so I've done thousands and thousands and thousands of loans, and I started with no money. And
Wow.
I had a guy, he found out about me. He invests money for professional athletes, mostly players in the NFL. And he had seen what I was doing with his dad, actually. His dad was financing me. And then he called me up and said, hey, I got $20 million I want to invest with you. Can you handle it? And I was like,
No.
no, I can't handle it. And I thought, wait a minute, what can I do? And I read a book by Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad guy.
Yeah.
He has a book called Cash Flow Quadrant. And I rarely read a book cover to cover, but I read that one cover to cover. But there was one line that always stuck with me. Even before I had this money, he said, be the bank. Don't be the banker. Be the bank. The bank makes all the money. And so this guy's trying to give me $20 million to invest. I was like, I'm going to be the bank. Yeah. And then I'll make all the money. And then I became a lender, and I've done thousands and thousands of loans. I show people how to be successful in real estate when they don't have any money, because I know what it's like. And, so I just started churning away, and I try and make it sounds easy, but it's not. And like I've got 5 books now. The first one is called The Success Formula for Humans. That's the one that I talked about when you saw me speak. And the formula is in there on how I went from broke to multimillionaire. But it goes back to, even with a disability, if you think you can't, then you're probably not going to. But all you need is that one glimmer of, I think I can. I think I can. And nobody can put that in you. They can kind of encourage you here or there, but until you get it into your mind, and you can write off of other people's encouragement all day long, but until you get it, until Jeff gets it into his head, I'm going to walk again. I'm going to talk again. I'm going to have a life. And until you get that into your head, most people are just going to lay there and feel sorry for themselves. And I don't know if it's just getting sick and tired of being sick and tired, but something has to click. And watching podcasts of other people, I do real estate coaching, and I show people, you don't have to have money. The hurdles are what's in your mind. And I don't care if it's just getting a job or getting a raise or How about asking out a pretty girl? Right? That's scary. Yeah. But hey, if you don't, you're going to be lonely.
Yeah.
So it's at all levels of life and human beings. And, we all have to make that decision of what do you want? What do you really, really want?
Yeah. So you were talking a little bit there about being broke. I have to we on this show I want to be kind of clear with people because success, money, whatever you want in life comes from every situation. And I like to show people where other people came from. So what do you mean by broke?
Okay. Well, I started out of high school and I helped my parents open up a hardware store. Then we opened up a second store and a third store. Worked for them for 16 years. I got tired of working for them, so I went into the casino business of being a blackjack dealer. And then I dealt in St. Louis in a couple casinos, and then I went out to Las Vegas because I thought I was going to get rich doing that, and I didn't. And it's hard to keep your money in Las Vegas for starters. There's slot machines and gas stations and grocery stores everywhere. There's gambling. I wasn't into gambling, but the lifestyle of you want to go to a show in Las Vegas, very expensive.
Yeah.
And so it was expensive to live. But when I made the decision that I'm supposed to be rich. I don't know how I'm going to get there. The how didn't matter. And when I moved back home from Las Vegas back to St. Louis, I think I had $800 in my checking account. And I had to pay rent, my car payment. And so I owed more on my credit cards than what I had. So I was in the hole. I was upside down. So when I say I was broke, I was broke.
All right. I understand that. So what do you think is the toughest thing about being broke?
What's the toughest thing about being broke? Wanting things and not being able to buy them. Seeing other people having what you want and not being able to get it. And I think, being broke is really just a state of mind. It's what you've decided. Like I just today, I saw a guy sitting in a 4-lane road, two lanes going one way, 2 lanes going the other, and there was like a little circle where you could take a left, but they had yellow paint to kind of divide where the streets split. He was practically laying down in the middle of the street, a busy street. He had a trash bag and he had a cardboard sign saying, "Help." That's all, help. He wanted money. And so in his mind, he is broke. He is broke. He can't see. And that's probably one of the things that hold most people back is you can't see yourself getting any further than where you are right now.
So you think it is a lack of sight, a lack of vision, as they say?
Absolutely. Because like if let's say you have a goal, for me it's real estate. I want to buy houses. Okay, you have to see it in your mind first, because if nobody else can see it, you will never see it. And the more you hold it here, the faster you can hold it here. You have to hold it here, even when you're broke. Because here's a secret. I'm going to tell you a big secret. This is like a big secret, like one of the big secrets of life. Like, what's the meaning of life? One of the big ones. Okay, it's a big secret. Okay, don't tell anybody. Okay, don't. So it's a secret. Okay, you have a conscious and a subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is kind of how you live your life and you make your decisions. Your subconscious mind is where all the programming goes into. Okay, here's a secret now. Your subconscious mind is a magic genie. It will grant you every wish that you want. if you plant it the right way. Now, here's the secret. Your magic genie, it doesn't know the difference between the truth or something imagined. If it believes it enough, it's going to go out and it's going to make it happen. And that you can take to the bank. If you learn
Or
one thing.
you can be the bank.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So you want to hear a couple of tips of success that I learned along the way on my journey?
Yes, I would love to hear that.
Okay. I've got a list of things that stop us from being successful or achieving our goals. First one is fear. Fear probably stops most people from achieving their goals. Okay. And what's the acronym for fear? False evidence appearing real. Okay. You've created in your mind that it's real, but it's really false. Here's how you conquer fear. Do what you fear. As long as it's not going to kill you, do what you fear, and the fear will go away. Like, oh, but that's easy, Shawn. Okay, I'll give you an example. You can imagine a mom and a little boy getting on a big roller coaster, like at Six Flags or some big amusement park. And the kid's screaming and yelling, no, 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 I don't want to go. I'm scared. She finally gets him on. It goes up and down and around, zipping around. He gets off. They get off the roller coaster. What's the first thing the kid says?
Let's do it again.
Do it again. Yeah, because he conquered his fear. He did what he feared, and the fear went away.
Yeah.
So I think as long as it's not going to kill you, do it. And failure can be a good thing. It's a lesson. It teaches us what works, what doesn't work. Okay, that didn't work. How can I tweak this? Go at it again. Don't give up. Never give up. If it's a worthy goal, keep hitting it. And sooner or later, the universe is going to give in and say, let this guy through. Let her through. She's not going to quit. Here's another one. Procrastinating. See, a lot of you got this great idea that you want to do, but you just keep kicking the can down the road. Keep kicking the can down the road. I'll start tomorrow. I'll start tomorrow. And tomorrow never comes. It's like, you got better things to do. And here's the question. Stay off of social media during the day. If you got a job and you want to increase your sales or be better or something, stay off social media. Because those videos that you watch on Facebook and Snapchat, and those videos?
Yeah.
They're magic. They're magic. How do I know they're magic? Because they make time disappear. An hour's gone by, and you're like, oh, I could have been doing something else. So you got to be persistent. Got to stay at it. Don't give up. Yeah. Here's another thing. Most Americans do not get this. They refuse to get it. Do more than what you get paid for. What?
Jim Rohn says that.
The American way is do just enough not to get fired, right? Yeah. Do more than what you get paid for. Under promise, over deliver. You can do that on not just your job, in your friends and in your personal life also. Under promise, over deliver. People will talk about you. They'll say good things. If you have a job, if you got customers and you're under promise and over deliver, they're going to buy more from you. They're going to refer you out to other people. So don't do just enough not to get fired. And if you're on time in the morning, you're late.
Yeah.
When you go to work, if you're on time, you're late. See, because a lot of people show up with a bag of McDonald's in their hand, a cup of coffee. They clock in and they're eating on company time. The company's not paying them to eat breakfast. They're paying them to start work when they get there, not socialize, get around, to eat breakfast, whatever, and then start. No. Under promise, over deliver. Give more than what you get paid for. How about this one? This is good for in business. When you it's build rapport, and it's also good when you're just meeting and talking to people. Build rapport, because we like doing business, or we like people that take interest in us. If you're a salesperson, if you go meet a new customer or client for the first time, don't just talk about business. Get to know them. If you meet them at their house or their office, look around for pictures or mementos that you can talk about.
There's none in your background.
Yeah, it's not just my background. Everybody's background. We all want to do business or be friends with people that take interest in us.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I'm looking around you, Shawn. There's no pictures. I don't know what to ask now.
That's okay. You can start digging. What are your hobbies? You know what? I make watches. I made this one just today. I
Did
make
you
watches.
really?
Yeah, and
Wow.
I just started making watches. I probably made about 40 of them, and because
Wow.
I love watches, and I just started buying the parts and making them and selling them, and it's fun.
Wow. I
And
don't know anybody that does that.
yeah, but you can. Okay, so uh, are you single, Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're out somewhere, and you're at Starbucks or Denny's somewhere, and you see a pretty girl that maybe you'd like to go say hi to her.
Yeah.
Okay, you have nothing. There's no pictures on her wall. She is the wall. Okay, well, those earrings. Tell me about the words. Those are unique. Where did you get those from? Wow, what a beautiful smile. You know, what do you like? A lot of people say, "What do you do for a living?" Okay, don't ask a girl that. Say, "What do you like to do for fun?" Um, Tell me about your family. What or if she has a unique name, where did that come from? Was it your grandmother's name, or how did you get their name? You could start digging around, and a good conversationalist will keep talking. And actually, a good conversationalist does very little talking. They keep
That's
the other person
awesome.
talking.
Yeah.
And they listen. They go, "Oh, I'm going to remember that. I'm going to hang that up over here. And when we're done with this little line here, I'm going to pick this one up. Oh, there's something else." Before you know it, you ask a couple of questions because girls like to talk about themselves. That's like their favorite subject. And that's not a bad thing because it gives you information to get to know them.
Yeah.
So you can just start asking, "Oh, those shoes are crazy. Women love shoes, right?
Yeah. So
Guys,
do I.
yeah, guys, hey, we don't care, you know.
No, I
But
do.
girls, to ask them about the shoes or a piece of jewelry or, boy, you sure look nice today. And give them a compliment. A compliment goes miles and miles. And in our closed down, be to ourselves world, if somebody just gives a compliment, and a lot of people go, well, I have nothing to give to people. Okay, you can give a compliment, you can give a smile, you
Yeah.
can help a older lady or a woman or even a man at Walmart and say, "Hey, I'll get that cart for you." You can go
Yeah.
push it, and they'll go, "Wow, that was awesome, thank you." But you can start with just the very smallest things, which is a smile or a compliment. It goes a long way. It just makes people feel good, and you know what? It makes yourself feel good too.
All right. So we actually have a question here from the comments. What movement is in that watch?
It's an NH35. It's Chinese made NH35.
There you go. I hope
That's
that
all I
helps, Robert.
I buy NH35s. They seem to fit from 44 millimeters down to 36 millimeter. That's watch
Well,
talk.
that's awesome. That's awesome. So I have to ask, your books. You said you have 5 of them. Where can people get a hold of those books?
Well, they are all on Amazon. And like I said, my first book's called The Success Formula for Humans. And that's a little hidden formula of how I became successful. And this is like my first real personal one. I tell my story, and I love this book. Um, then my talk now is called The Invisible Advantage. And it
Yeah.
has a picture of a brain or a mind. Okay, because your subconscious mind is, when you originally heard me, I told my story, my real estate story. I rarely talk about the real estate story. I now mostly talk about how the mind works for success and failure. Because if you get it wrong, you're going to have a hard time achieving your goals.
Yeah.
And that's called the invisible advantage. Then this one here is called the treasure map to success. Now, I love this one because you can't see it, but there's a pirate guy holding his dirty fingers, holding up this treasure map. And this teaches you how and I do workshops where I call it the hot seat. I get a big whiteboard and I'll say, tell me what your goal is. And we'll put that person down in front of a group of a lot. And maybe, I don't know if you sat in on that session, but with Brenda. So. And there was a lady starting a eye therapy company or business, and holistic, and she was stuck. And so we take a whiteboard, and what we do is we come up with a bazillion ideas to make the phone ring. And then you break it down, you start pulling out a shorter list and a shorter list and a shorter list. And it teaches you exactly how to do that and how to build a treasure map. And then when she left, because she was stuck, but when we were done with her, she had about 50 things to do. She was so excited because she didn't know what else to do. Now it'll take a couple of years to go through that list, but she doesn't even need to go through the whole list. She'll have so much business just from that. Then this one here is called Success Leaves Clues. And there's a stone wheel. And they say you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So I went through a lot of hugely successful people over time and found out what they did. And there's a repeating pattern. And so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. They've already got the answers. And so I put them in this book and and I also make it like a workbook also to take notes and everything. But so you don't have to reinvent the wheel to be successful, because success, it's pretty much the same pattern. Whether it's getting out of a wheelchair, it all starts in your mind, or starting a business, or getting a different job, meeting somebody, meeting somebody new, any goals. It's pretty much the same pattern that you can apply. And we got all the very hugely successful people all across time. And then this one here is called Kiss the Stock Market Goodbye. It's kind of funny. How to make 30 to 40% interest on your money risk-free unless there's a zombie apocalypse. The zombie apocalypse. Well, guess what? Zombies aren't real. So if you do what I tell you to do in the book, you're not going to lose your money. But it teaches you how to be a lender like I did. And starting with no money also. And to make 30 to 40%, which is unheard of in a rate of return on investment.
Yeah. And one more question. Do you happen to have any contact information so these people can reach out to you if they would like?
Sure. I do motivational speaking. As you know, I'm a motivational hypnotist. I hypnotize people in the audience and plant positive suggestions. And now I also bring people up on stage, make them do some funny things. And so if you want cluck like a chicken. But ShawnGreeves.com is the website for speaking. I also do hypnosis sessions for people with fears, phobias, habits, and traumas that they want to get over. Now, I do that mostly with professional people, which means I'm not cheap. Because a lot of professional people have a lot of problems also. They may look hugely successful on the outside, but they're drinking and gambling, their marriages are terrible, there's fear, sabotage, imposter, all this stuff. Hugely successful people still have problems.
Yeah.
Maybe something happened to them when they were a child. I don't know. But through hypnosis, we can eliminate those issues, those fears, phobias, and habits. I will work with other people, but that website is the letter E, the letter Z, 43. EZ, the number 4, the number 3.
EZ43.com.
Yep, EZ43 for the hypnosis, and then ShawnGreeves.com. And I'll give you one more, is EZ53. And that's my whole landing page with everything. EZ53, the letter E, the letter Z, 5 and 3.
What does the EZ stand for?
Well, if you notice, those numbers end in a 3, which rhymes with Z, EZ53, EZ43. So it's almost like you don't even have to write it down. It's like EZ53. I remember that. It's easy. It has to rhyme.
Oh.
Genius. Oh, wow.
Well, that's really cool. So I want to say thank you so much for joining me tonight. I know we got a little we got our wires a little
My
crossed
fault. I'll
on
take
the
blame.
times, but
I thought you were in
that
Kansas or something. I thought you were
no,
in Templeton.
that's completely fine and dandy. But I want to say thank you again. I know I just said it, but seriously, I know you're a busy guy and I appreciate your time.
Yeah, and if I can do anything for you, just give me a holler.
All right, will do. Thanks again, Shawn.
All
You
right.
have a great night.
Okay. Have a good
Everybody out there, including you, Shawn, need to do me a favor this week, next week, and for the rest of your life. You need to make every second count.
one.
Why? Because you never know when those seconds will run out on your one life. I'll see you guys back here next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And until then, you guys have a great week. Bye, Shawn.
Bye now.